we need to deploy this ASP.NET project with the entire automation. So we are developing one, we are already having one ASP.NET project, and we are going to build and we are going to deploy in the IIS web server. And how we gonna do that, and what are the prerequisites are required, actually we're gonna discuss one by one. So there are so first thing is that you will be required an Azure Devops account, and one free Microsoft self-hosted agent is available, and you can configure it in your operating system. How we have to configure it, I'm gonna show it practical. And second thing is that uh, how we have to create the pipeline, how we have to create the repositories, how we have to clone, and how we have to push. So all we gonna see one by one. So first thing is that we're gonna create one Microsoft self-hosted agent machine, okay, where we can, with the help of that, we can build the code, okay. And that is nothing, that is one agent will be uh, the entire automation which you are going to do. So that agent, so whatever task we are going to assign, that a particular agent is going to perform in that particular machine. Whether it is, suppose if you are taking ASP.NET project, what it's gonna do, it's gonna restore NuGet package. NuGet package is nothing, it's all the dependencies of a .NET project, which is required to build the code and which is required to run the code, whether it is web application or whether it is desktop application. So right now we are dealing with the web application. So we require this NuGet package, okay, to build the project and to deploy the project with the entire framework and dependencies, okay. So NuGet package is nothing, it's a kind of a dependency of the web application library, where it will be utilizing that library in order to execute the application. And MS build is nothing, MS build will help to build the code, okay. It will checking whether code is right or not, it will uh, insert the dependencies in terms of NuGet package, okay. So there are so many things. And second, we'll be copying the we will try to copy the build code into the artifact, okay. So few tasks we need to assign into the agent, okay. First task will be the NuGet store, okay. Second task will be the build.NET code. Third task will be copy the build code. Fifth task will be publish the build code into the artifact, okay. And then after we'll be moving to the release is nothing, whatever build code we have got in the artifact, we are going to deploy in the IIS web server. So we're gonna look one by one, each and in details, okay. So already I have created one virtual machine, as you can see. So let me try to access this virtual machine, okay. And the project code is already, actually I have uploaded in the drive, you can go and download that project. And we are going to follow the steps one by one, and you can follow in the same way if you are if you don't understand anything. By following the steps, you will be able to do the entire automation easily, okay. So our main motto is we have to deploy the ASP.NET project with the help of entire automation, okay. Let me copy the code. Actually I have created this machine to create one self-hosted agent, okay. Window or MSTSC, okay. Copying the code, okay. Hinge 1992. And few things actually we have to do while creating self-hosted agent, okay. So we need to, for the in order to reduce the time, we can disable the firewall, okay. So it will not be blocking any protocol to communicate with the Devops portal. And we have to install, because actually we are going to do the entire automation. So we are going to treat this machine as a agent, and we are going to treat this machine as a production machine, production web server machine, okay. Just let me create the machine. Come on. So our Windows server will pop out, Windows server management will pop out, okay. Do one thing, go to the local server, okay. Okay, so do one thing, disable all this configuration window defender firewall, and this one window defender antivirus on for ease of access. But you don't have to do in the production because it's a security concern. You can define it later, but actually for ease of access, to explain the project, to avoid the problems, actually just I'm disabling all this configuration. Okay, real-time production is off. Close it. Okay, public network off, done. Okay, this one is also off. Okay, done. Okay, if you are unable to see the update directly, you can refresh it from here, you will be able to see it. Okay, so now this part is done. Now go to the and better one thing, actually you have to download the Visual Studio Code. So you can do one thing, you can download from the local machine, you can copy to the virtual machine desktop, or either you can do one thing, because actually we have to do lots of thing. So I will recommend to download Google Chrome to ease of access. Okay, download Chrome. Any Chrome version you can download, but you don't have to do it in the production environment. Actually it's just for the understanding and ease of access. Download Chrome, accept and install, run. Okay, so meanwhile we'll be discussing the few things. First thing, actually we have to create we have to create we have to create a repositories. So very first thing, actually we are going to log in into the dev.azure.com. if you're not having the account, go ahead, dev.azure.com. that is a free sign-in option. Free sign-in options are available. Directly go into that login account, and you can log in, and you can create free Azure DevOps account. Okay, and where free Microsoft self-hosted agent will be available. So that's we are going to do. We need to configure that self-hosted agent in order to build the code. Okay, okay, this part is done. So what we're gonna do, we are going to configure the self-hosted agent. How we gonna do? Create the self-hosted agent, create add. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one. First thing, you need to create one organization. How you are going to create the organization? In the very first, new organization options are available. I have created one. By default this is the DevOps means for organization. If you want, you can create a new organization. Something like that. You can give the name South India blah blah blah. Okay, then we are going to create one project. First thing, actually we will be configuring the self-hosted agent. Okay, you can go to the organization settings. How you have to go to the organization settings, then you need to go to the agent pool, and then you have to create one self-hosted. You have to select self-hosted agent name, agent full name, self-hosted. I'll give it a good name. Okay, I will give that Devops. No, or demo agent demo agent pool. Okay, you can give the permission to the entire project, and if you don't want, you can uncheck this one, but you will not be able to access it. So once you create the project, you need to go to the agent pool, and you need to set up the configuration for the particular project. So as of now we are not interested in, we are going to authorize this particular agent to all the projects. So already I have created demo agent pool. Okay, so what exactly I have to do, you have to click on agent, new agent, copy this link, paste it here, download. You have to follow all the steps are given here. Also you need to get to the, we are going to create one mkdi, I mean we are going to create one agent, and then to unpacking the whatever software we are downloading from here, we are going to unpacking, and you have to run this command to initialize the agent. And also will be required to give the access to the Azure Devops to this particular self-hosted agent. We are going to create a personal access token. I'm creating in advance because it's gonna ask in later. Okay, anyway, this things has downloaded, and that particular agent has downloaded. We need to install this agent to create to configure self-hosted agent. Okay, extract it, extract all. Okay, now whatever is just actually I'm following follow in the same manner. It looks like it's gonna take some time, so I'm going to pause the video until it get completed. If everything go fine, actually we are going to complete this project within 15 minutes. Okay, but actually there are a few things actually it takes some times. My god, how much time it will take. Okay, so meanwhile so I will revise the things what we gonna do. So first thing, actually we have to log in into the Azure DevOps account. First things, we have to log into the Azure DevOps account, and that is a free of cost available, and along with the self-hosted Microsoft agent is also available. You can configure it and you can utilize it in order to build the code. Actually that is nothing, that is one kind of agent which is going to help to build the code. I mean it is going to help to perform the certain task. For example, build the code, deploying the project to the IIS web server. So agent is nothing, it's going to help to automate the things. So in suppose if you are creating one self-hosted agent, we need to configure the self-hosted agent settings, and we need to give the access. How we have to give the access? We have to give the access using pass token. This is the pass token you have to generate from here. Then we have to because if you are working for a .NET project, we need to install Visual Studio Code, then agent configure, then personal access token in order to give the access to the Azure DevOps to that particular agent. Okay, we'll be looking one by one. So as of now we are going to configure the agent, and then we are going to so meanwhile I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to download the Visual Studio Code. Google, okay, Visual Studio Code 2019, download. And one more thing, if you want to change the password, you can also change the password from the Windows Server machine, or else you can also change the password of the Windows Server from the cloud portal itself. If you want to change the password, window R, or directly simple, you can type run, it will open. Okay, then if you want to change the password of the of your user account, comp mgmt.msc, okay, then you have to go to the local user which was your password, and this, you can see administrator is disabled. You can also enable the administrator account. How? Directly go into the property, account is disabled, you can make it enable, but I don't have any interest to do that. So I'm going to change the password of this account because I got by default the password from the cloud. And whenever you change the password from the machine, you need to log off, then only it is going to affect. But anyway, we don't have to do with that anything, so we are going to download the Visual Studio Code to build the code. Mm-hmm. 2019 is available. Okay, we are going to download this one. It looks like okay, so we are going to copy this agent to the C drive. Paste here, because actually that software got downloaded into the download folder, and then I have extracted it and I have copied it to the C drive. As you can see, this PC I have pasted to the C drive. Okay, then what I can do is rename this as an agent. Okay, then take the path, copy, open PowerShell. You have to run the PowerShell as an administrator to perform the task, perform the configuration part. Okay, cd. Okay, ls. We have to run this particular configuration.cmd because actually it's going to initialize the configuration. So how you are going to do that? config.cmd. You have to give forward slash. Okay. I guess backslash, I guess. Okay, what is this? Okay, no problem. We are going to Azure Devops organization settings, then agent pool. We are going to look the command actually. What is the command? Okay, command was, this was the command. Okay, I missed it. Okay, enter server URLs. In server URL you have to enter this part. Okay, how you're gonna do that I'm gonna tell you. And suppose if you go to the organization settings, okay, simple way, not project overview. Okay, this is the URL we need. Okay, you can directly copy from here or you can copy it from here. Project I will provide in the link and you can download from my Google Drive. Okay, it is asking enter server URL. Okay, I have entered it, and this is asking authentication type pat. Actually we have not created any pat, so we are going to create personal access token. Go to this particular option to create personal access token. Okay, I will write the name as a demo token. Then organization is the same. Give the right permission because we are doing it for the learning purpose. 30 days, and copy this code and save this code in your notepad. Okay, and it was asking in our PowerShell, so enter the code here. it is connecting to the PowerShell. Enter agent pool. If you are entering directly without entering the name, what will happen? What is going to happen? It is going to I'm gonna show exactly. If you are not writing any name, what exactly it's gonna happen. Come on. Okay, agent pool. It is going to create the agent by default here. Okay, so you'll be able to see the agent over here, because actually as of now there is no agent. After the configuration you'll be able to see the agent if you're not selecting this particular option, if you're not writing any name over here, if you're selecting default, so that agent is gonna come over here. Okay, but we want to have the agent in our whatever agent pool we have created. We want our agent in that pool, not somewhere else. Okay, I will go back to the agent pool. What is the agent pool name? Demo hyphen agent pool. Demo hyphen agent hyphen pool. Okay, I'm going to write demo hyphen agent hyphen pool. Okay, it is asking enter agent name. I will write as a demo agent. So this demo agent you will be able to see here in after some time, once configuration part is done. Okay, successfully added the agent. Testing agent configuration. Did you see that demo agent which come inside the demo agent pool, and the agent name is demo agent, whatever we have given the name. If you did not give, if you don't give the name, it will go to the default option. Which option? Default option. What is the default option? This part, default. And whatever agent name, suppose if you are not giving the name, by default it will be coming a agent or agent 1, and you will be able to see here, because already we have given the agent pool name and agent name. That's the reason actually it is sitting in this particular agent pool. Okay, it is offline because actually we have not yet completed. Enter work folder. If you want to give any other folder name, you can give. So by default actually I'm selecting this folder. And enter run agent as a service. Yes, we want to run agent as a service. Okay, enter user account to use for the service. By default enter. Okay, enter default. Successfully agent has created. So our first task is completed. In few minutes actually you will be able to see the agent online. It's gonna take a little time. So it's gonna take some time to reflect the information over here. So till then we are going to, okay, it is asking what exactly we were doing. We were downloading the Visual Studio. So Visual Studio code, if you have to download, you can download from here. I can provide you the link as well. You can take the link from here. Visual Studio Code download. You have to download the 2019, because my project is old. That's the reason actually I'm using that one. Download. Actually you can give the account, any account. Outlook, you must have one Outlook account, and whatever username I have created to log in into the Devops Azure account, dev.azure account, you can give the same account name. You can directly download, or either in case if it is asking username and password, you can give it. You can download directly, but I guess actually I have selected the enterprise version. You can select any of the version: enterprise, professional, community. You can download free of cost. Okay, the downloading is going to start. confirm. You can install any version. Actually I'm looking for the old version, not very old. I can use this version. You can utilize free of cost this one. I'm using this one. Just want to see whether download options is coming or not. Visual Studio has downloaded, software installer is downloaded, so we need to install the application. Continue. Make sure we so this part is very important. You need to select ASP.NET as your DevOps. Okay, these options is available. .NET Desktop Development. Actually I'm selecting these options unlike .NET version because it may give error in the future, so there's a reason actually I'm trying to install the required .NET application. Actually I'm installing additional .NET version to avoid the error, but actually if you are installing by default option, it's gonna work. There will be no issue with it. For sake of save the time, actually I'm doing it. Okay, done. It is not required. And if you're looking for any additional language pack, you can install it from here. Because actually I'm gonna use this agent for future purpose as well, so that's the reason actually I'm trying to install, so I don't want to go ahead and install back to back required packages. Okay, then install. It's gonna take some time, so till then actually I'm pausing the video. Once it get installed, I will get back. Installation is in progress. It's gonna take some time. Continue, not an issue. Okay, let's see actually software is installed or not. Actually it's gonna take some time, so meanwhile actually we can do some other steps, like how to create the project. Okay, what is the work process actually you have to select. Actually it depends on company to company. Most of I mean by default, if you're creating the project, it is going to by default select basic, but you can also change. If you by default, if you want to, if you're creating any project, if you want your work process will be selected by default Scrum, CMMI or Agile, you can select by default as well, and where that particular option is available also I'm going to show it. So as of now we are going to configure the project. How we have to configure the project, we're gonna show you on that. Okay, actually Visual Studio is installing as of now. It's gonna take some time, so meanwhile we are going to do that option. Okay, our agent is live, so we are going to create one project. Meanwhile it is taking some time. So new project, asp.net hyphen project. Actually this is the only .NET project. Actually after this tutorial I'm going to add the SQL database. With the help of SQL database, we'll be able to log in into the application which we are going to deploy. How, I mean, we'll be able to register, we'll be able to log in into that account. Okay, the application which you are going to deploy. So as of now we are creating the project. Okay, if you want, this particular 4 options are available: Agile, Basic, CMMI and Scrum. Agile is nothing, actually it's a Agile method. In order to, actually it helps to maintain the entire project cycle, you know, communication, based on communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. Okay, so if you're selecting Scrum is also based on Agile methodology. So basically when we are using Agile we are using for the big project, and that big project divided into small parts, that we call it as a product backlog item. Okay, so you have to understand why exactly we are going to use Agile, why we use Scrum. In most of the industry as of now we are using Scrum. Okay, Agile we are using for the big projects, and Scrum we are using for small projects. As per my understanding we are using Scrum because actually whatever features or updates are coming, we have to update it in order to deliver. So for the delivery point of view we are using Scrum in short period of time. Okay, so I'm going to use basic or Scrum, not a problem. As it's a demo project, I'm going to select basic. Okay, so you can see project is already project is created. So we are going to set up the project, and already I'm not sure I have provided the link or not. Okay, we have the link. You can access this link to download the project, which is available publicly. Okay, you can download. Already I have downloaded this project in my local machine. One second, you can see this project. Okay, it's not here, I guess. Okay, I have already downloaded the project. What I'm going to do, I'm going to extract this project. Extract here. Okay, project is created. Sorry, I have extracted the project, ASP.NET project. So later what we're gonna do, we are going to clone the project. How we are going to clone the project? So this link is already available. What exactly you have to do, you have to follow the process. So what you can do, you can select this option. So first thing, one thing is important. You can directly use git bash. Okay, in order to push the project, pull the project, initialize the project repositories locally. So I'm going to use Visual Studio Code as of now for ease of access, ease of understanding. So we will be going to directly, if I will do this one, what is going to happen, it will open the Visual Studio Code directly, and it will clone the code, clone the repositories automatically. So we are not going to do that because we have to understand the thing and we have to understand the workflow, how it's work. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this link, then going to open Visual Studio Code. Directly you can download Visual Studio Code from the online. You can go to the Google, sorry, Visual Studio Code. Directly hit on this particular button, you'll be able to download the Visual Studio Code. So I will be providing the link. I will be providing the link as well to download the Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio IDE. You can download from here. It's for the local machine. Local machine. Setup option is very simple. Next, that's it. You don't have to do much things. And right now we are going to clone that repositories in our local machine from remote to local. What exactly we are going to do? One second. Okay, control P in Visual Studio, and then this button, then git clone, select git clone. Okay, put the link here. Okay, 1 second, I copied the link, this link actually we need. Okay, now it is asking for which folder, in which folder you want to create the local repositories. So already, okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to create one folder here, local repository. I will write a local repo. ले local repositories. We're gonna select this one, select repositories location. You have to follow the same steps actually as I'm doing. If you have any question, you can put the questions in the comment, and I will provide the solution for that. Okay, open a new window. Close this one. Okay, as you can see, there is nothing. So go to the terminal. You can install the git extension also you can install git extension for use if you want to use it graphically, because that option is available. Because I have installed that extension, you can directly go to the git extension, git. So many links are available, so many plugins are available. You can use according to you can use it as per your requirement. Basically you can use this one, whatever it is. So if you are using for the first time, I will be recommending to use this one, git extension pack. It will be providing all the graphical options to commit the code, to stage the code, to push the code, pull the code. Okay, so my intention is not to provide the solution graphically as of now, because graphically what happens actually, personally actually unable to visualize it. I mean, how exactly we have to do it. You will be able to use it graphically, but end of the day you will not have the confidence. Okay, so if you want to use graphically, you can use this particular extension and start using that one. Okay, so as of now my intention is not to use graphically. We are going to use everything with the command. Okay, select new terminal options. You can see master branch is already available because actually we have cloned the project. Okay, so select this option, go to this place, git bash. You can see one local repository has created. Git status. Okay, git status, nothing is there in this repositories. ls, nothing is there. If you want to check how many branches are there, git branch, okay, one second, git branch hyphen, okay, git branch hyphen a. Okay, as we can see, actually already we are in master branch and we have only one branch. Which option is there? What is the command? Okay, already we are in branch. So for example, if you create any branch, git branch, feature, and just I mean how we are creating the branches. What is the command for branch? I forgot the command. Anyway, as we can see, I will find it later. Anyway, our main intention is that actually we have to push this particular whatever projects we are having, we have to push that code to our git repositories. Okay, as we can see, we don't have any code over here. So what I'm going to do, this is our local repositories, correct? This is our local repositories. So I am going to create, so I'm going to pull that code. I'm going to copy that code to that particular repositories. Copy the code. And one more thing is, because actually we have not initialized any repositories in the git branch. So actually by default, whenever you create the repositories and branch name which is created, that is main. Okay, as of now we don't have any branches in remote repositories. If you go to the repositories, you can't see any repositories, and this repositories has not yet initialized any branch. So when we will push the code to the remote, this particular repositories, by default master branch will be created. Okay, which master branch? This master branch will be, this particular master will be pushed to the git repositories. Okay, if you create the repositories over here, by default branch name will be main. Okay, so as of now we have not yet initialized the repository, that's the reason we are not seeing any file over here. Okay, if you push the repositories, we will be able to see this branch will move to that particular repositories, because that particular repository is not having any branches, nothing is there. Okay, so first thing actually we have to check git status. Okay, you can see all the entire projects which we have copied to the local repositories. This is the file which is in working directory. Working directory means this is not yet staged. Okay, so I will not go further here and there. So our main concentration is that we have to push this code to the remote repositories. Okay, so because actually it is not yet in our it is not yet staged and it is not yet committed. So without staging, without committing, we cannot push this code to the remote. So first thing is that always remember, you have to write git status to check the status of the code, because actually this is in working directory, not yet staged. So I'm going to stage this entire file to the staging directory. it is in our working directory as of now, not it is staged. I mean Git is unable to recognize that. So we have to help to recognize this code by using the command git add. You can write the file name as well. Suppose if you want to stage any particular file, you can write the file name web.config. So we are not going to do that. We are going to add the entire code into the staging directory. Git add, as you can see, it is adding to the staging directory. Okay, as of now we are going to, because nothing is there, there is no code which needs to be staged, because Git is now able to recognize the code and able to track the entire code as of now. Git status, you can see Git is able to recognize that, and nothing is to there is no file or no code is to stage. So as of now staging part has done. So basically what exactly I'm trying to say that once you copy the or once you clone the code in your local machine, one thing is there. First I would say create the project in Devops portal, then go to the project means where you have to come here, repo. Suppose in the beginning, I'm telling it from the beginning, where is our project? This is our project, right? Okay, go to the repos, then copy, open Visual Studio Code, Control P, then this git clone, and then enter the code here. Then it will create one local repositories in your machine. Once local repositories get created, what you have to do, whatever code you have downloaded, you need to extract that code from Google Drive. You need to extract that code and you need to copy that code and move to the local repository which you have created previously. Okay, so our code is staged, so I'm going to commit this code, and it will be, once I commit this code, it will be ready to push to the remote branch. Git commit -m means message, commit message, first commit. Okay, as of now code is committed and we can check the log, git log. You can see message, who has committed, me, and what time I have committed. I can see that. Okay, so as of now we are going to push this code. U means upstream, downstream whenever you downstream means your local machine, upstream means your remote machine. Get push matlab we are pushing this particular code to the git repositories. That's the reason. Origin means nothing, actually it's consist of URL in which branch you are going to push that code. I can show you how we have to check the URL. Git, what is the command? Git remote -v. See, this is the code, sorry, this is the URL from where we have cloned the code, and this is the URL we have to push. That is nothing, that's the origin. So what we have to do, git push upstream, origin is nothing, URL origin -all. Actually I'm using -all because actually there is no code, no branches are created. There is only one repositories. We have not initialized that repository, so by default if I will push this code to that repositories, one branch will be created automatically. Not created, this branch will be synced to the remote repositories. Okay, everything is ready to go. So if you will refresh the code, you will be able to see the, sorry, if you refresh the page, you will be able to see the project right now. Okay, okay, our Visual Studio is ready to go, and it's ready to build the code as of now. So as of now, our we got the project code and in our repo, and right now we are going to build the CI pipeline. CI pipeline is nothing, continuous integration. So suppose if you are, this is local repositories, and what we are going to do, I mean, you will be making some changes, okay, and then what you exactly you have to do, you need to, after making some changes, you need to stage the code, then you need to commit the code, then you have to push the code to the origin. So right now second steps is that we have to create the CI pipeline. As of now we are selecting the classic editor because actually it's our first project. So my each project and my each video will be based on project troubleshootings. Okay, we will be performing Java project, we will be performing .NET project, we will be performing Terraform project, we will be performing Terraform state project, and we will be performing SQL project, we will be performing DACPAC project. Okay, we will be performing full refresh project. So there are so many projects actually I'm going to pull, and whatever what is the troubleshooting steps has to be done, we are going to do that. Okay, so create pipeline, use the classic editor. What is the branch? By default it will be like that. What is our project? Where exactly what are the templates we are going to use? That is ASP.NET template. Actually I'm gonna not explain everything as actually it's a first project, so I mean just you have to understand what the follow in the beginning you have to take. Pipeline, Azure pipeline, this is the default pipeline. You have to select Azure Devops pool, because not Azure Devops pool, demo agent pool. Okay, because this is the agent which we have created. Solution by default wildcard is */*/star.sln. Nothing is the solution file. It is searching for the solution file with the help of wildcard. Directly you can select the solution file, but it's a best way to use this particular syntax to find the solution file automatically. It can find the solution file any of the folder by default. Okay, and the artifact which is going to be generated, I mean the outcome after build, actually whatever code, final code will be getting in drop folder. Okay, agent capabilities, you can see what agent MS build. Why it is showing a MS build? Because we have installed Visual Studio code in this self-hosted machine. That's the reason we are able to see the capabilities, what this agent is capable of doing. MS build, Visual Studio, VS test. Okay, Nougat is nothing actually. If any packages are missing, actually it's going to install the package in this particular self-hosted agent. Actually it will not required because actually already Visual Studio code, actually along with the Visual Studio code we have installed everything, but by default this option will be there. So don't make any changes with that. We don't require this option because actually we are not going to test any code. Okay, the simple things actually I'm going to tell you. Everything will be by default. You have to select the right project, right agent pool, then every settings will be by default. Nothing you don't have to make any changes with that. Publish artifact, you can see Azure pipeline. If you want to save the artifact into some other folder, file share, you need to configure the file share first. Okay, so as of now we are using the Azure pipeline artifact to save the code, build the code. Variables, actually this is the system variable. Build configuration means it has certain value which is going to perform in the self-hosted agent. Build platform any CPU. Okay, system debug, if you want to make it on, means suppose if you want to troubleshoot anything, it will be helpful for the troubleshooting purpose. So I'm making it on. You can find this all the variables exact value. You can directly go to the Microsoft document. If you want to automate suppose any code, if any changes happen, directly you can select this option. If any changes happen in the repositories or branch, it will trigger, it will automatically trigger the build if I'll select this option. So by default I'm not selecting this option. Okay, we are not going to touch anything. Task, okay, we have done save, and then we are going to queue this project. It's a good thing that actually we got this particular error. Okay, no agent found which is to decode all dependencies. This is the very common issue in which you can find. So what we going to what we are going to do, we are going to restart our machine, because actually the software which we have installed, we have not it, system needs to reboot to apply the complete changes. Let's start the machine. Machine is getting restarted, so I'm gonna pause the video for a few minutes. It look like machine is not already started. Let's see. Machine is restarted. We are going to log in. You no need to log into the machine, because anyway we are going to use the self-hosting. It will be happen in the backend. And once machine get started, actually it's gonna take some time to get the agent pool active, to be agent pool active. Okay, if you go to the agent pool, actually it will be offline, because we have just restarted the machine. And one more thing, actually, if you just want to change the process, whether it is agile, whether it is basic, whether it is CMMI, Scrum, you can change it from here. You can go to the Devops, you can go to the organization settings, you can go to the projects. Okay, ASP.NET project. Okay, it is showing basic. You can change it from here if you want to change the process. You can go to the project. Okay, this is a project. There's an option change process. Drop down, you can find the option whatever as per your requirement. You can select the process. Okay, so as of now we have to check whether our agent pool is live or not. Still it's offline. Okay, our agent is online. So right now we are going to build the code once again. Go to the project, ASP.NET project, and pipeline. Okay, did you see that we are able to build the code right now? Because the first issue which we got, actually we are able to build the code after restarting the machine, because all the software dependencies which we have installed in self-hosted agent, actually it has been updated. As we can see, our code is successfully built. Second, as you can see, our code is successfully built, and we got an artifact is nothing, one binary code will be generated in the drop location, so that you can utilize and consume that particular binary code in order to deploy the web application. So our CI part is completed. As of now, what we have to do, we need to go to the release, and before release, actually what we have to do, we have to create we have to install the IIS we have to install the IIS application in the same self-hosted agent. If you are going for the production environment, you have to select the different virtual machine which can serve IIS webs, which can serve the web application. Okay, so actually I'm not using any other computer operating system or virtual machine. I'm using the same one for the lab purpose. So actually, if you are creating a pipeline, if you are creating release pipeline, okay, so you need to create the deployment group. You have to create. So deployment group is nothing which will communicate with the virtual machine, where exactly it has to be, where exactly that binary code has to be deployed. Okay, so I'm going to create new one, IIS web server, create. Okay, you have to download, you have to copy this code, then go to the virtual machine, open PowerShell as administrator or run as administrator, paste it here. Then again it will be asking for the personal access token, because which is going to communicate with the Devops, this particular portal. So I'm not sure, actually we have already created pass token. Okay, already we have created. Actually I told you how to create the pass token. So pass token, you need to go to this particular option, personal access token. You have to give the name and you have to generate, and here you need to give the full access to that particular token, which can communicate with the virtual machine where we are going to deploy the webs, where we are going to deploy our application. Okay, and then it will be asking for the PAT. Okay, and the authentication type, yes, by default. Okay, we have to give the personal access token. connecting to the server. Okay, it is checking the capabilities. So meanwhile, what we're gonna do, we are going to install the actually, okay, I will tell you later. Okay, inter deployment group, give it by default. Enter, enter. Now go to the deployment group. Okay, it's online and it's ready to serve the and it's ready to serve and deploy the application. So we are going to create the release pipeline, the new pipeline. Then you have to select the artifact. First go to the artifact, because we have to select the binary code. Pipeline, you have to select the pipeline, ASP.NET project pipeline. Okay, add. Then because we are going to deploy the binary code to the IIS web server, you need to select the task IIS deployment, IIS website deployment. Name is as a production. Okay, so to task is assigned automatically. Then you have to select the production deployment. Okay, these are the by default settings. So what it's gonna do, configuration type is IIS website. These are the options available. IIS application pool, if you want to do it from virtual directory, web application or website. So by default we are to select IIS website. So there's nothing it is going to create. If the existing server is there, if existing IIS web server is there, is not going to create. It's going to update the default settings. Okay, you can change the name as well if you want. And we are going to select IIS web server. This is nothing where we have to create the deployment group. And one more thing, we have to install ASP.NET bundle, which is going to help to execute the code on the web server, so that we'll be able to see on the browser. Add, it should be up. So by default this option is disable this option, perform IIS reset, create or update. By default it will be accessible on port number 80. So by default all the option will be as it is. It can, this particular task which we have added, it can create the IIS web server, but actually in order to avoid the error we are going to install the web server. Okay, go to the server manager, add roles and feature. If you want to install any application in the Windows server, so you have to select this server manager option. We are selecting IIS web server. Next, common settings which you can install it. Okay, You can go with the default settings. Actually, I'm just selecting this option to avoid some errors in the beginning, because this video is gonna so long, so I'm just trying to save the time. It is installing, so it's gonna take at least 3 to 4 minutes. So meanwhile, actually, I'm going to pause the video. I'll get back once it gets uh, actually, we have installed the IIS web server. So right now we are going to run that pipeline which we have created. Okay. And so best practice is that if you are installing any application, report that particular machine. So I'm just trying without restarting, because actually it's gonna take some times, because that agent is also going to get offline for a while. So I'm just gonna give it a try. If it works, that's well and fine. Okay, then create, select the production. This is the artifact version which has been generated. This is point to as a number of if you create number of release, number of artifact version. So if your number of build generated, you will be able to see number of artifact now version wise. Okay, then create, then click on release 1, then deploy, go to the logs. In case if you get any error, we are going to troubleshoot as well. ये पानी का बॉटल, पानी का बॉटल देना. नहीं मत मार. अरे रुक जा, रिकॉर्डिंग चल रहा. रुक जा यार, रिकॉर्डिंग चल रहा. आई एम गोना अपलोड वीडियो. Yes. So a download artifact is completed. Install .NET Core hosting version. Actually, it's gonna help to deploy the web application if any, because we are deploying web application, so it's gonna configure the web application environment. As we can see, our build is successfully completed. So what exactly we are going to do? We are going to the web application. We are going to the server. Sorry, we are going to the browser. Keep the IP address here. 34 dot. You can go to any browser. You can use your local browser or virtual machine browser. 34 dot 68 dot 25 dot 87. What happened? What I can do is I'm going to few things are missing, so I'm going to restart the web application. IIS. So before going that, I will be checking whether our content is deployed or not, because actually that default root directory was www root. Okay, Intel Papa, this is the default directory www root. As you can see, our content is deployed. So this is the default web page whenever you are installing the IIS web application. This default web page come along with the server web application, so you need to disable that one, or you can delete them. Now we're gonna check how our web server is You can use localhost or IP address 34.68. Seriously? No, cache equal to, okay, 40 through error, 403 forbidden error. Okay, that means it is unable to recognize the server application. So default.aspx. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart the web application, sorry, web server. Better what we can do, actually we can restart the server once, because actually deployment is successful, but we have installed the IIS web server, so it might need to restart the machine to update the entire configuration of the web server. So I am going to restart the machine. Click on restart, continue. Just wait for 1 and 2 minutes. So what exactly we have done so far, we have created one project. Okay, we have downloaded the project. Actually I will update the link in the description. So we have logged into the Azure Devops, we have created the account, then we have logged into the Azure Devops, then we have created the project. uh, Basic, we have selected the basic, and then we have copied the project, we have cloned the project to the local machine, then we have copied the local machine, the project which you have downloaded from the Google Drive, we have pasted into the local repository. So then we have done the staging, then we have done the commit, then we have pushed the code to the remote repositories. Okay, then after what we have done, we have created the CI/CD pipeline, CI pipeline, and where we configure the agent, and we have inside the agent we have defined the task for the NuGet store and ASP.NET build, ASP.NET project build, and copy the artifact and publish the artifact, and then we have started the build. Once build get completed, we have created the release pipeline. Okay, in the release pipeline what we have done is we have created one empty template, and we have selected and then we have selected the IIS template, sorry, we have selected the IIS deployment template, and we have selected the artifact, then we have created the configuration agent, self-hosted agent, we have selected the self-hosted agent. Okay, and the configuration which I have already done, you can go through the video. So it's time that we can check whether our web server is running or not. 403 error is coming, that means there is some issue that we need to resolve it. Okay, so what exactly we can do is we can log into the virtual machine. Login percent 12345. I'm going to delete this machine after some time. Directly you can go to the IIS. By default this IIS web server should be installed, but actually I don't know, I'm unable to see this. But also you can find the IIS. Why IIS server is not reflecting here? It seems like we have missed something. Okay. I'm reinstalling the IIS server because it feels like actually I missed some configuration while doing the setup for IIS in the beginning. So I'm reinstalling the IIS server and I will push the code once again. I will redeploy the code. So let it install once again. As I can see that we have installed the IIS web server once again. So therein after we are able to pull up the website. So okay, if you go to the admin, okay, registration page is coming. Okay, login page is coming. About us page is also working. Search services. As of now we don't have any database, so we'll not be able to log in and will not be able to register in the scenarios. So earlier we were getting the 403 error. So in order to come over from this error, actually what I have done, I have reinstalled the IIS web server. So actually the error which you are getting here, because actually we don't have any database, that's the reason we are getting this error. Anyway, the application is deployed successfully, there is no issue with it. And if you want to redeploy the application, that is, I mean, after making any change also you can do that. So this is the entire automation of the ASP.NET building code cicd, where you can build the code and you can deploy the code to the production. So the error which is 403 was coming, so nothing, actually there was some configuration I missed. So what exactly you have to do, you have to follow the same configuration. How exactly you have to do that? So for example, if you are having the virtual machine, so directly you need to go to the server manager, and default, you don't have to do anything, you have to go for the default settings, and you need to go to the dashboard, then add roles and features. Next, okay, so this part actually you have to select, that's it, and then after you have to do next and install. And once it's get installed, you need to restart the application, then after it will start working. Actually for the 403 error comes eventually because web server looks for the default file. Okay, default file is nothing which initiate the entire application. Okay, so if you are having the .NET project, it could be default.aspx, it could be the global.aspx or something else. Okay, suppose here we have default.aspx or home.aspx. For example, here if you have global.aspx, what exactly you have to do, you need to go to the IIS settings. Actually you need to go to the IIS settings, and default settings are available. Default base setting IIS. Okay, you need to go to the IIS web server, then default document. you have to open this document and you have to add default dot whatever files, whatever file is initiating the entire web application. You need to update that file name in that document, a default document. For example, if it is a default dot aspx, you can see here, right side of the screen, you will be able to see add option is there. You can click on add and you need to enter the default dot aspx. If it is a uh, global.aspx, you can enter the global.aspx as per the file configuration. So this is the entire automation of the ASP.NET project using Azure Devops. And all the information, project related information, I will put down on the description, and if you have any questions you can put on the comments. Thank you.